What is going on, guys? Welcome to my latest Survivor top list. And since today is not on the game just me, but the 500 episode Survivor, I think it might not be a perfect time to talk about my top 10 favorite moments from Survivor. These are moments in Survivor that happened around the 34 seasons that have stuck with me ever since they appeared. Whether they have made me emotional, angry, happy, or any emotion, these moments that stuck with me ever since they aired. And again, this is just my one thing I'll say. This is just my personal list. The moments you think I left off this list, or the moments that they should have been higher, or should have been lower. Again, it's just my personal opinion. The moments that I truly love. Get that away. Let's get to the list. But before I do have some honorable mentions. Moments I still love, but unfortunately not quite make the list. And they are as followed. Sandra's second win from Survivor Here vs. Villains. Russell Hands' elimination in Redemption Island from Survivor Redemption Island. Eric's jury speech from Survivor Samoa. This is my island! From Survivor One World. Brett telling Z that he's gay from Survivor Millennials vs. Gen X. Caleb's evacuation from Survivor Kaorong. Sarah Lincoln's blindside from Kagiana. It's a fucking stick moment. Jason and Liza from Survivor Micronesia fan for his favorites. Billy declaring his love for Candace from Survivor Cook Islands for 13th season. Brandon Hands' outburst from Kara Moore, fan for his favorites 26th season. The first fire making challenge in Survivor Bilal, along with the others that happened in Panama, Exile Island, Cook Islands, Gabon, Worlds Apart, and Kaorong. The stripping clothes for peanut butter moment from Survivor the Amazon. And lastly, JT giving Russell an idol from Survivor Heroes vs. Villains. Those are my honorable mentions. So with that being said, let's get to the list. Starting up with number 10. Sandra burning Russell's hat from Survivor Heroes vs. Villains. Now, I don't know, Russell Hands isn't really the most likable person. In fact, I don't think he's likable at all. But, and Sandra again won that season. This was the second win. And kind of had a big rivalry with Russell ever since Blindside that I'll get into later. And Sandra really wanted her out. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to get her out. They were actually in the final three together. And Sandra decided to get revenge on Russell for blowing out her allies by doing the great thing and burning up his hat into fire. I was like, oh! But the reason that moment's memorable and interesting because we know reality Russell Hands and Sandra being might need the best in challenges, but proving that but her being a villain who creates great stuff. This is definitely one to go. Oh. I don't know, and some of you really do hate Hands with bring passion. You might have been clapping so hard at the moment. Personally, I don't hate the guy, but I will still clap him when Sandra burned up his hat. And that's why that moment is on this list. Number 9. Eric giving him his immunity and getting voted out from Survivor Magnesia fan for his favorites. Now, this has been considered to be one of the, if not the dumbest move in Survivor history. A lot of people say the dumbest move with JT giving Iron Russell, which was one of my own mentions, but I consider this to be still the dumbest moment in Survivor history. Why? Again, he gave Eric, a fan from that season, gave up immunity and then he got voted out. Yeah, he won immunity, but then Cirie, who was beyond Game Changers, managed to convince Eric to give up his immunity. He actually did it. I don't think anyone thought you actually would, give up his immunity. I was like, who thinks is actually gonna do this? He ain't that dumb. Especially now that he was a target to a certain point he was a target. But he did, and everybody's and the juries and the girls' reactions to the situation are priceless, and I mean priceless. And also one of the most hilarious moments in Survivor. Okay, I don't think Eric's not gonna let that down. And his memorable because it was dumb and it was hilarious at the same time. I mean, I probably shouldn't like that moment, but it was. And that's why it's on this list. Number 8. Randy's hilarious fake idol play from Survivor Gabon. Now say what you want about Survivor Gabon. Okay, I mean, Gabon has not be a good season, but personally, I find it to be really underrated. Say what you want about that season, but the moments where basically Randy had an idol, but Bob gave it to him, then he played it. He played it and everyone was laughing. You know, like, that was a hilarious moment. Because Randy, he wasn't really the most likable person in that season. And a lot of people really like Sugar and Crystal. They really want him out, so they managed to convince Bob to give Randy his fake idol. But also, not only from out, they can kind of humiliate him. And I can imagine Randy's and everybody else's reactions to the situation. And then he ran because his allies in the jury were like, oh God. Yeah. Yeah, the thing that moment always makes me laugh because of how it was executed and how it happened, how there was reactions to it, and especially Randy's reaction. Like, what? Like, he didn't say it like that, but he kind of said something like that. And that's why for this moment, and it's on this list. Number 7. Michael Scupin's medical evacuation from the Australian outback. And this was the first time a contestant ever got evacuated off Survivor. And this was his legacy, by the way. This was the first time someone with Mike Scupin, like, he was a great and worthy player. He thought he was actually going to make it far into the game. But and everything was going great. Then he was into the fight. He was kind of fired. Then the smoke of fire made him pass out, and then he fell into the fire. And then he went to water, and his hands were severely burned. I mean, severely burned. And it was just a very shocking and like whoa moment. It really caught everyone off guard. I got my name. One first thing was, I'm sure it probably caught you off guard. And when I started watching Survivor, that really did caught me off guard. Like, I was like, whoa. Man. And I really felt bad for Michael Scupin. I mean, don't feel bad now because he apparently got out of jail for some drugs, unfortunately. But then, no, I still feel bad for him. Not for him to get evacuated. Michael was able to be on a future season, like 11, 12 years later. But I was kind of wish he won again, though, honestly. But anyway, what made the evacuation so challenging is again how it happened and how his hands were. It's like, oh god, and how everybody reacts to the situation is what made it so shocking. And that's why this evacuation is on this list. And still today, it's the most shocking and most surprising evacuation ever. I mean, Kill's evacuation, which is an honorable mention, wasn't the most emotional evacuation of all the evacuations to happen on Survivor, but Scupin always been the most shocking one. That's why it's high on this list. Number 6. The Snake and Rat speech from the very first season Survivor Borneo. Now, if you've been talking, you guys know about this speech. This happened around the jury portion. I mean, around the final 2 from council. So Richard and Kelly they wanted to win, and then Sue basically giving her famous speech. And I very recently rewatched this video for this list, and it is still in speech. That's weird. And she basically compares Richard to a rat. He's very sneaky and kind of up, but he doesn't respect him. It's annoying, and it basically tells off Kelly big time. Like, he just, whoa. Just tells her off big time, saying that she was her good friend, but when Mush came, she was upset that she betrayed her. Like, whoa, he really, like, Sue really went out. Like, she didn't yell at her, but she still went out on her. And also was telling the jury to vote for Richard. Playing is good for this. Comparing Richard to a rat and kill the snake and snake to eat the rat or something. I'm like, well, that speech has gone on. This speech that has everybody talking about. And it is the best jury speech in the show's history, without question. And that's why Scary Rat speech is on this list. Now on to the top 5, starting at number 5. The controversial Purple Rot tiebreaker moment from Survivor Marquesas. This is a moment that caused a ton of controversy when it aired on the 4th season. And it didn't appear again until 13 years later, Blood vs. Water, where it had a very intense moment. And then it entered again to the latest season in Millennium vs. Gen X. And a lot of people were like, what? When the moment happened. Basically, in my case, this is voiced by the Final Four with Zepia, Nelia, Kathy, and Pascal. But Zepia won immunity, and there was a tie vote between Nelia and Kathy, and it was going to be Revo or something, and there was discussing that then leads to a Purple Rock, and then basically they were given a unanimous decision on who they should vote on, Nelia and Kathy, and when they couldn't agree, they decided to do like a color rock picking, and perhaps the rock needs to go. And then they revealed the rock. And then Pastel was like got eliminated, which was very like he was a Layla play, and he made the end. He could have won the game. And I was gonna put him on my potential way play first, but honestly, from his age, I really can't see him competing again, honestly. And that caused a lot, and I mean a lot of controversy, because they thought it was kind of like an unfair moment. And seriously, one to say, there weren't any ties in Survivor until season 10. Until then, there was not any tie votes. If I remember, they're going to keep using that, at least they might do that in Game Changers this season, because they're not even going to do the revotes. So that's going to be interesting to do it this season. But this moment will always be, it's not very controversial, but shocking and a little bit surprised, especially on who got eliminated. That's why the controversial prototype from Marquesas is on this list. Number 4. Tyson's dumb blindside from Survivor Heroes vs. Villains. Now, I already talked a little much about this when I did my best blindside, so I'm going to keep this a little bit brief. But if you want to see my foundation, you can go again, check my top 15 best blindsides if you haven't checked that already. Okay, so anyway, long story short, Russell managed to actually convince Tyson to vote out Parvati, because Russell saying she was going to vote out Parvati. But luckily, Tyson was actually going to do it, because I don't think he could be dumb enough when you read that Russell Parvati didn't vote out Tyson, and he could go home. And that actually happened. Everyone was like, wait, what? What? Huh? What? What? That's basically what happened. Yeah, it's not because how shocking it is, but how kind of dumb it is. I mean, Tyson really let it go. Lucky he beat us one and ended up winning that season. He didn't make up for that dumb mistake he did this season. It's not only kind of hilarious, but really surprising and kind of like, wow. And that's why that's a blind that's on this list. Number 3. The Will and Shireen fight from Survivor Worlds Apart. Wow, just wow. Now, there were a lot of fights that happened on Survivor, but this is probably the biggest one that's happened. One thing was one fight I actually got to mention. That probably should have been mentioned is the Rupert and John fight. that happened per island. So that fight is still surprising and crazy. That would at least been all I mentioned. I totally forgot to put that last honestly. But the Will and Jury fight is still the most surprising and shocking fight to have happened on Survivor. Why? I'll explain why. Basically, here's what happened. It was a Survivor auction episode, and Will ended up leaving. The auction early when he got something caused him to leave early. Of course, he wasn't able to get a one letter. And then you got these portions. What portion? And he decided to share everybody. But Shireen and Jen were like, did he share them all, or did he get this from himself? Then Will found out about that, and he went ballistic, and I mean ballistic. I mean, at first, you can kind of understand him, but as you continue, you're like, he's probably going too far. And there's a lot of stuff he says to Shireen that made me go, oh my god, you do. And before that fight, I actually liked Will. I actually did like the guy. But it was that moment where I was like, no, don't like him. No. No, that's basically Will just went ballistic and basically attacked Shireen personally. Personally saying, nobody likes you. I bet you there's nobody at home that is missing you right now. We all got family, we all loved ones. You got nothing. You got nothing. Like, wow, just wow. Like, that fight always surprised me every time I watch it. Surprising it. And when Will, and no surprise, when Will said he wants to go on challenge so he can get a level letter, if everybody agrees, if he agrees, they'll do it. But Shireen's like, no. And no surprise there. No, I had a lot more where probably started really care for Shireen because she had no right to be there. I'm starting to like Shireen around some episode. But this moment where I really felt for Shireen. Where I really did feel for her. And how Will said is not deserving. I don't think he's ever, and I mean ever, gonna let this down. And that's why that fight is on this list. And number 3. Number 2. Getting there. Ozzy's Blindside from Survivor Micronesia. Again, I already taught this in my top 15 best blindsides. My list, so again, I will keep this brief. But if you want more information, you can check out that video. But long story short, and this is going to be the most shocking, surprising, and oh my god, blindside to ever have on Survivor. Basically, if you watch that episode, yeah, hey, it's gonna be Jason, obviously. That's what probably everyone thought. There's no way to actually attempt to get rid of Ozzy. I mean, he's probably gonna run eventually, but probably not at that moment. Not at that moment. He needs my party to actually run him out, because they're all still very close. But come on, we can watch something. God, Ozzy, Jason, Ozzy, And Eliza's reaction says it all. And that's why the blindside is on this list. If you want full explanation, check out my best blindside video if you haven't already. Okay guys, now it's time to get to it. My all-time favorite Survivor moment. My favorite moment in Survivor history is not only one of the craziest, out of control and insane moments, and not just in Survivor, but in reality show itself. And personally, the moment honestly is no surprising, but it's probably everyone's favorite moment in Survivor. It is a moment that's so crazy and out of control. Even the host was surprised. Even the host was like, "What? Wait, oh my god!" I didn't even claim past the giant replay of the reunion show. Look, how was ending that. So with that being said, my number 1 most favorite, shocking, and surprising moment in Survivor history for me is the grandma lie from Survivor Pearl Islands. Yeah, Again, no surprise that it is number one. Just never surprised it's not number one, really. Anyway, here's what happens. It was the final 7 episode in the seventh season of Pearl Islands. Johnny Philip got me his body then. Henry sons and was like, her grandma. The thing said, she died, dude. And then Johnny felt sad about it, and he felt like he was really upset about it, and he really wanted to hang out with his buddy, and he managed to manipulate the others to let him win. Yeah, he actually manipulated the others to let him win. And I thought, oh, I felt bad for him. But after he was the same part, they realized that he actually planned this out. That Johnny played with information, therefore, he would have done this, he would basically do this lie. But and done this, they planned this out. I am not joking. And when I found out the first time when I was first getting to Survivor, I was like, are you serious? And I even rewatched this moment last night to see if it was going to be on number one. And it is my number one. This is a moment that had pretty much made everybody's mouths drop. And Clarence can try to play the evil, manipulative guy that he was on Survivor. And that, my friends, is why the grandma lie is my number one favorite Survivor moment of all time. Let me watch that moment. You'll be shocked as much as I was, as much as probably every fan Survivor was. Well, guys, that is my top 10 favorite all-time Survivor moments. My question to you, what are your all-time favorite Survivor moments? What are the moments that you liked? What are the moments of Survivor that you liked? Like, do you read my list? Do you disagree with my list? What are your favorite moments? What are your top 10 list of favorite moments? Comment below and let me know. Again, if you never watched these, I also just finished watching Luke Cage. That review probably this weekend. And I'll eventually have season 2 up pretty soon. And soon I'll only have a review for the Space Between Us and the Great Wall pretty soon. And soon I'll have my Walking Dead episode review and I will be also continue my episode reviews of Survivor without question. I mean, obviously, I'm going to enjoy my top list. I'll probably definitely do more of these lists in the future. I'm going to enjoy these lists, and as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. And also comment below, are there any Survivor lists that you do want me to do in the future? Which like any list on about Survivor, or any list about Survivor. Alright, give me any list, and I will do them in the future. Really appreciate it. We really like that. Really like that, and we'll love to know your any list that you do want me to do in the future. Again, as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Truly appreciate it. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. If you have not already, I am Samuel World from Samuel World Reviews. I will see you guys next time, and stay cool, everybody. Peace. Pew pew.